Check it out, you guys. I finally finished this buggy. This was the one I was going to put the Serpent 2-speed in. This is the 2-speed from the SRX-8, the on-road touring car, like the Kyosho 8-scale touring car. But yeah, I finished that one too. I'll have to show you that one here in a second. But anyway, I put the 8X Elite clutch bell on there. It's a 13-tooth 4-shoe, similar to this one over here, but it's got 2 carbon and 2 aluminum shoes. And anyway, the engine had too much pinch, and I wasn't able to get the engine to turn over, even if I pulled out the glow plug and everything. And it basically killed my starter box, or at least the wheel. You see how it wore it all down like that? And I even had to move it forward because it was wearing down the back of the wheel so much. And I even cleaned out the box, and you can still see how much garbage is in there from that rubber wheel. And that rubber wheel is just so soft, like you wouldn't believe it. It's like as soft as softer than a pencil eraser, man. That's the Sure Start by ProTech. And so anyway, I went on Amain and I told him that thing sucked, and it died like almost immediately, and it couldn't even turn my thing over. And they told me I wasn't allowed to put like a bad review, and I said like what a POS or WTF, you know. And they were like, oh no, that goes against a violation of terms of service or whatever. So they deleted my post on there, my bad review. And then they told me that they would compensate me the $5 to replace the wheel, and but they actually didn't do that. And so anyway, I said, okay, well then give me the $5 or whatever, plus the shipping and stuff. And they were like, okay, well go ahead and you know, add it to your cart. And so I added it to my cart, but they didn't have it in stock. So they were like, okay, well when it gets back in stock. And I'm like, oh great, we only know when that's gonna be. Yeah, Lord only knows when that's going to be. So anyway, let's look at the buggy. It's got these badass shocks on here. There's some big old fat shocks. Look at that. You can see they're about as big as my thumb, dude. That thing is huge. They're like 1/2-inch diameter. And it's got the ball style like from the Mugen. This is like a generic Mugen. This super soft aluminum shock tower on here. It's like you could almost bend that with your hand. But anyway, the rest of the buggy's okay. I had to shim the differentials because the back bevel and pinion gear weren't meshing properly. So but that was with the other engine. I had the this one over here. I had the losi 427 in there at first, and anyway, I pulled that engine and I put this one in. This one's brand new. And I'm just super stoked to get this thing running. It looks like it's got some kind of Novarossi style header on there, the shorty style header, like the 410-32 or something like that. This is the Kyosho GT1pipe muffler, whatever they call that. First generation one with the little end bleed thing. Put the little rubber aluminum foil backed thing right here on the fuel tank in case there's ever any heat or a collision or something. You know, it won't break the tank. It's something I found that works really well. And it's got a nice big tank on there. It's like a 150cc, so it's like one of the newer ones. But anyway, I pulled the plug on here and tried to get the starter box to turn it over. Man, it didn't have the beams. Well, it did have the beams, but the little starter wheel just kept burning up. So I finally gave up. And the reason I haven't put this Serpent 2-speed in yet, this thing's pretty nice too, man. It's got a 4-shoe clutch on there. Probably need to get some new shoes before long. Oh wait, there they are. Sweet. Huh, sweet. I don't know how to get them. Yeah, so the reason I haven't put this thing on is because the length of it from the front to the back is longer than the factory one. And so I'll have to source some different little dog bones or drive shafts that go from the front to the rear. Probably drill out a couple new little holes in the chassis down there to accommodate the longer width. I just didn't really like messing with that right now. I just wanted to get this thing up and running. But unfortunately, I still can't get it up and running because the starter box is a piece of crap. Well, at least the rubber wheel is. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the little buggy. That'll be the body when it's finally done. Put it right there. And then eventually I'll get the badass Serpent 2-speed in there. So I really like running the touring car style like this with the 2-speed on-road. Yeah, I'll finish this one too. I'll have to show y'all that. Put in the new transmission on that. But anyway, so that's the new buggy, guys. It's got the X01 tires on there in the front and the rear. And I'm just going to use those for braking so I don't burn up like my GMAR tires during the braking, you know. But pretty stoked about the new buggy build. It's pretty nice with those red anodized aluminum little washers on there. Got to put a couple more over here just to make it look a little better. It's got all those little rubber bushings, you know, underneath the servos. Actually, over here on the steering servo, I used fuel tubing because I ran out of the little rubber bushings. And yeah, I got that to work pretty good actually. So that'll help protect the servos as well. Got all the electronics in there, the receiver, and some bunch of foam padding and stuff in there, so the battery doesn't move around. And then I just plugged the battery directly into the receiver, and then I put a big piece of foam across the top here, some soft foam, to compress down on it so that it holds the switch, or holds the plug in to the receiver and it won't come out if it flips over or something. Anyway guys, I just wanted to show you the new buggy I built. And I shimmed the diffs, I already told you that. I put 30,000 in all of them because that's all I had. Yeah, this one right here. This Mugen, 30,000. That was the thickest stuff I had, so I just use what you got, you know, so just make the best of it. And eventually I'll have to get like some million weight or something like that, or whatever they use, like 100,000 or whatever in the middle, you know, try and give it a little bit more traction, but you know, we'll start with that. Hopefully I'll get this bad boy running, man. I gotta get a new starter wheel for the starter box, but it still works for the Kyosho because the Kyosho's already been broken in with the LRP32. This is the one that Woogie gave me, the RCR modified. You can see it says RCR right there, and then mod right there. Yeah, so I got the new gears in there. So I'm anxious to drive this one. I got the gear ratio, the mesh just perfect. I'm anxious to drive this one, but it's got that badass tune pipe on there. MR53 053. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I read stuff backwards. Anyway, this one's got the older style fuel tank from the MP 7.5 or 777, whichever one it was. So it's only like 100 cc. Again, you can see I got the aluminum back to rubber adhesive. This is like for roofing and stuff that works really well as a heat deflector. Yeah, so I'm anxious to get this thing out, but so this thing's been fixed for a few days, but I'm really hesitant to run it because I don't want to get run over again. Because Lord only knows what'll happen. So that's why I haven't been running much, because I don't want to get it run over again, so I'll have to go somewhere to run it. But anyway, this thing's ready to go too. Just got the battery strapped down to the front. And again, I just run the plug directly into the receiver. See, and then I take like, just plug the receivers down in here. Not that you can see that, I'll show you. Yeah, there it is. The light was facing the wrong way. So then I just take like a piece of foam and I put it behind it so that it can't back out. You know what I'm saying? Those damn switches, they keep dying on me, man. And last time it caused this one to run away, and I was thankful nothing bad happened. Except the shock tower back here broke, but I had a replacement, so I went ahead and replaced it. But you know, I don't want to go through that again. And yeah, I put this badass end link on here. I think that's from a T-Max or something. I drilled a little hole back there and just mounted it right there. I had to drill out this little thing here in the middle to accept a larger diameter. Those typically go like back here, you know, for your throttle linkages. But that's from the Mugen. I drilled that out and made it a little bigger so this little end link wouldn't slide up. And so anyway, there's one down here as well, so that it you know, braces down to the chassis down there. But then there's also one up here that braces to the top plate of the middle plate. And that was the problem with this chassis. It actually flexed too much because that little piece right there and that piece right there weren't on. So anyway, I put on those two chassis braces. There's one there, big piece of grass there in the middle. Anyway guys, just wanted to show you, got this thing finished up and ready to go, man. And that one too, that one's finished up and ready to go. So yeah, hopefully I find a good spot to run, man, without having to worry about getting my car run over. Anyway guys, I appreciate y'all watching, commenting. You guys make it all worthwhile. So if you're not subscribed or whatever, please subscribe and you know, say something down in the comments, man. It's a lot of fun to have you guys commenting all the time. So anyway, hope y'all have a good one, man. We'll talk to y'all later.